Starter campaign to do this latest project. What was it like to do that? Because that, I know you probably were thinking, all right, do I want to do this? What is it like? It's like throwing a party and you're kind of going, is anybody going to show up?
Right. You know, I had originally started, I had gotten out of my record deal and I wanted to involve the people in the music I was writing.
Right.
So I'd be like, hey, if I were to make a record, would you put this on the record, yes or no? They weren't vicious. They were just like, yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Right.
And so we did this for months. We'd put songs on YouTube. We'd put songs on Facebook. We'd put songs on, Twitter and whatever. They would vote. And eventually we had enough songs to make a record. And it was at that point when I was like, well, I really don't have money in my existing budget to make an album.
Right.
And my 19-year-old cousin, Alex Preston, who made it to the top 3 on American Idol.
Alex!
Yo, Alex! He said, why don't you do a Kickstarter campaign like everybody does it? And I was
You're like, what is that?
Well, kind of. Well, I thought more people knew about it than did. So as soon as we launched it, the first 2 weeks was explaining to people what it was.
Okay.
We're not asking for money. We're saying, hey, if you donate $5, you get a free early download of the single. And if you donate $10, like for everything, it's like, so I simplified it. After 2 weeks of having to explain it over and over again, I said, I'm having a garage sale. You can buy things that you can't buy any other time.
Right.
Like me cooking you dinner or being a part of the crew for the day. Or, so you can buy these unique things and we're using that money to make a record. And so all of those people are listed on the album, which they're very small. You'll need a magnifying glass because there was a lot of people that showed up and became what they call backers in the Kickstarter campaign.
That is so awesome, though.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the sound of the album. How is it different from previous albums? And what? This was
This
you.
is great.
This is your label. This is your album. Chains are off. You can do whatever you want. What did you choose to do?
I let the fans pick, right?
Yeah.
And so nobody has the same taste. So we have everything from bluegrass to R&B to rock. There's a song on there I wrote for Pink called He's Messed Up.
I love it.
And we had the fans come in and they did the backgrounds on it. And so it was just crazy. So it's everything across the board, but the one consistent thing, and the reviews have been phenomenal. People said this is the best album of our career, it's the best we've ever heard. And I think that's because it isn't the same thing song after song after song after song.
Right.
We let the public decide. And somebody had once asked, was it harder to make a record with all these people or with the label? And I said, it was harder with the label.
Yeah.
Because people were afraid to say yes or no. They're afraid to have an opinion.
Right.
You post something on Facebook, you're going to get an opinion.
Whether you want it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
There
so
it is.
you send a song out there, they'll tell you what they think.
Yeah.
And so thank heavens, everyone was really loving and, was like, yes, no, not quite. Don't think so, Jo Dee, you know, or whatever. They weren't vicious, so that made it an enjoyable process. So
That's so much fun. Has this been the most fun that you've ever had in your life?
It was scary because nothing was happening. It was a 30-day campaign. Nothing happened the first couple of weeks, and then things started to kick in. And then, we're just starting to approach the business in a different way, right? Everything is changing. The TV business, the internet, radio, all this stuff. So we're kind of fumbling our way through. I will say that I am truly grateful to, all the folks in radio that have chosen to play the song, especially the secondary markets that have they're not asking for anything.
Right.
They just want the music.
See.
They're not like, give me a car and I'll play your song. They're like, oh my gosh, I like this record, I'm going to play it. And so they've been just amazing. And so the gratitude, we always post every week who's playing the record and we thank them. And we have the fans on Facebook. We have 500,000 likes or whatever on Facebook. So I'm like, call your radio station and tell them thank you.
Yeah.
I've written them a hand note. I've called them. I've thanked them online. I've thanked them. You thank them as a listener. Let's take the appreciative approach and be like, thanks for your support.